If you were to ask who Komi's greatest rival is, it would undoubtedly be Katabami, a fellow sufferer of communication barriers. Eager to forge a closer bond with the male protagonist, Katabami devised what he believed to be the perfect strategy, inviting him to go ice skating. Yet as often happens, the grand vision of the plan collided with the stark reality of execution. Fortunately, the male lead possessed an almost intuitive ability to understand unspoken feelings. Though he agreed to the invitation, the male protagonist unexpectedly suggested including others. To Katabami's complete astonishment, one of the additional invitees turned out to be Komi herself. Inevitably, the two socially anxious individuals immediately fell into their familiar pattern of mutual nervousness. The male lead, however, remained characteristically oblivious, assuming everything was fine since they had already shared a meal together. In a sudden flash of insight, Katabami convinced himself that Komi-sensei had joined them out of concern for his struggle to communicate. Determined to demonstrate the brilliantly conceived perfect date plan he had prepared, Katabami resolved to prove himself. Upon arriving at the ice rink, Katabami's imagination soared at the sight of the vast, empty skating area, only to come crashing down when he realized he had never actually ice skated before. Ironically, Komi was also a complete beginner, leaving the male lead as their sole skilled skater and default instructor. Watching the male lead's confident glides, both Komi and Katabami felt their hearts skip a beat. The lesson began with the basics: gripping the wall for support, finding their balance, lowering their center of gravity, and stabilizing through their ankles and knees. Slowly, they learned to move forward, then build momentum, but when Komi leaned too far forward, she shot ahead uncontrollably. Just in time, the male lead caught her hand, calming her while demonstrating how to stop by forming a T-shape with one blade, though careful not to extend it too far. Witnessing this, Katabami smiled faintly. So this was the master's intention: by demonstrating how to skate hand in hand, she was teaching him how to grow closer to the male lead. Inspired, Katabami threw himself into practice, and, as expected, things soon went awry, but at the critical moment, the male lead rushed to his aid. With him by his side, Katabami felt reassured, and it wasn't long before he was not only skating steadily but also mastering how to stop, earning an approving thumbs up that made his heart swell. Meanwhile, Komi could only watch quietly from behind as the two skated hand in hand. The scene then transitioned to New Year's Day. As the new year began, the group decided to make a traditional shrine visit, and naturally, they intended to invite everyone. Najimi first tried calling Komi, carefully observing the male lead's reaction, but couldn't get through. Next was Kageyama, who initially refused due to being in Hawaii until Najimi falsely claimed Komi was coming, which immediately changed her mind. Then came Nakami, the Chinibu friend, still as devoted to gaming as ever. The male lead took charge of inviting others, starting with Ogane, though his younger brother answered the phone, while Katabami was at home undergoing training from his sister, flushing crimson at any mention of the male lead. Lastly, the socially adept trio was easily located chatting near the station, always ready to join at a moment's notice. Yet despite the growing number of attendees, the male lead felt Komi's absence keenly. After much hesitation, he still couldn't muster the courage to call her. Fortunately, Komi noticed the missed call and phoned Najimi back. At the shrine, Najimi turned the traditional New Year's visit into a competitive race, leaving the male lead and Komi behind. Sensing her distraction, the male lead understood that she, too, wanted to catch up, so he suggested they run together. After making their wishes, they drew fortune slips. Najimi received small blessing, but when the male lead asked about Komi's fortune, she hid it. She had drawn the romance slip.